Tasker.
Hey, I'm Jalea.
And you're watching the Falcon's Eye.
I'm Felicity.
And I'm Anna. Let's get started.
My name's Kendall.
And I'm Ellie.
And this is the Falcon's Eye.
Hi, I'm Janie.
And I'm Miles.
Wait, you're Janie.
And you're Miles.
Oh, okay.
And this is the Falcon's Eye.
What is SAC-COC? This is one of the many questions students may have been wondering after seeing visitors on campus and getting email from the university president on March 17th. The SAC-COC is a Southern Association of Colleges and Schools commissioned on the colleges, and they are our university's accreditation board.
Pfeiffer was recently visited by this accreditation board as a part of a 10-year check-in.
For more information and what all this means for students, we go to Claire Evanson, who is talking to Daniel Minot, Provost and VP of Academic Affairs.
I sat down with the provost to do a recorded interview. However, due to some technical difficulties, this will be a summary of our interview because the audio for the footage was lost. SAC-COC is the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. They operate as Pfeiffer's accrediting board and many others in the Southern United States. What is accreditation and why is it important to Pfeiffer students? Accreditation at its most simplest is basically a stamp of approval saying that colleges or universities are providing a quality education and is completing up to the standards set by the accreditation board. For Pfeiffer and many, if not most, of the Southern colleges in the United States are accredited by SAC-COC. Accreditation allows Pfeiffer to accept federal financial aid money. So financial aid is essential to both students and Pfeiffer's daily operations. In the beginning of March, SAC-COC leaders visited Pfeiffer's campus to hear presentations from professors and administrators alike to verify the academic standing and fitness of Pfeiffer. With the conclusion of this visit, they determined that we had 4 points that we needed to work on, and for each of these points, Pfeiffer has put together QEPs, which are known as Quality Enhancement Plans. Pfeiffer will diligently be working on these areas to improve upon. However, we've been reassured that they are minor and frequent changes that are made in universities, so there's nothing to be alarmed about. Will students see any changes in their day-to-day, or will students be impacted by this visit in any way? Not really. This will be mostly focused on the future of Pfeiffer in years to come, and the only way that this necessarily impacts students is that they can be reassured that their financial aid dollars can still be accepted at Pfeiffer. If you have any further questions about accreditation or Pfeiffer's standing, or just would like to talk to one of our administrators, Daniel Minot invites any student to come by his office. He has an open door policy and is located in the administration building on the second floor next to the registrar's office. Thank you, Mr. Minot, for sitting down and taking the time to talk with the Falcon's Eye.
Thank you, Mr. Minot, for the explanation, and we look forward to seeing our school grow and adapt.
Now let's go to senior exhibition.
Through the week of April 20 to 27, hours of work were on display. From clay to canvas, Pfeiffer's senior exhibition class had their gallery presenting some of their favorite works through their time at Pfeiffer. Let's check in with Jesse and Anna.
So what's your name and graduating class?
My name's Cassie Barnes. I graduated in 2024.
So what are some of the pieces you put in the art show this semester?
So for the art show, I had Keep It Together, Therapy, Gambling, Burnout, Existence, Prison Palace.
So what are some of the mediums that you've used?
Well, I've used a little bit of everything. I use some gold leaf, some clay, acrylic paint, resin, chain, rock, different fabrics and metals, and wax.
So what do these pieces mean to you?
A lot of it is mental health awareness, making people see things that are there but they refuse to take a look at.
How did you find this senior exhibition class?
I found it interesting. It was online, so I didn't exactly know how far that would go or how to deal with that since I'm used to in-person studio classes. But it was fun. It was a fun experience. It was just nice communicating with different people, sharing different ideas.
What's your favorite piece that you have in the show?
My favorite piece is this one. This was Keep It Together.
Do you want to tell us a little more about it?
So the main idea behind it is how we use different ways of coping to deal with our issues. Some of them are healthy, some are not, and it's just how we collage all those together to help us through our everyday issues.
What would be your goal for like people who are looking at your art?
My goal would be to really just find a connection and be able to express their self in their own unique ways.
And then do you have any advice for someone who's thinking about doing art but doesn't necessarily know where to start?
Advice-wise, I wouldn't say you necessarily have to put yourself out there, but give anything a try once. If it doesn't work out, you can always try again or find something else to try, but there's no failing.
Alright, so what's your name and then what graduating class are you?
My name is Katie Hagan, and I'm graduating this semester in 2023.
So why did you choose to do senior exhibition?
I am a studio art minor because I am an elementary ed major and I want to teach art one day.
So what are some of the styles of art that you have displayed today?
The only style I have displayed tonight is acrylic floral painting or pour paintings
So why do you choose to do the pour paintings?
because they are very unpredictable and it's just relaxing to just put the paint to the canvas and let it do its own thing.
Which one's your favorite one that you have?
Both of these are my favorite.
Okay, why did you choose those two being your favorite?
So this one, I just love the colors and it reminds me of like a lollipop, which makes me think of my childhood. And then this one was my first successful pour painting, so it's just special to me.
What would you have, what advice would you have for someone who's starting to do pour paintings?
Just keep practicing and experimenting because there's not a right or wrong.
What does art do for you?
It gives me the chance to escape like the expectations of everyday life or work or school.
What would you say to someone who wants to do art but is a little scared too, or isn't used to doing like pour paintings or something like that?
Just do it anyways because when I sat into my first art class, I was terrified because I was not an art major, but the art people welcome you right in.
From sculptures, paintings, and digital designs, we have a diverse array of artists here at Pfeiffer. What a beautiful way to display the work of our students. Best wishes to all of our graduating artists. Coming up next, some news about faculty changes. Tune in, Pfeiffer Falcons. At this very moment, we are going to be discussing matters involving the Pfeiffer faculty.
That's right. Unfortunately, we have some staff members on campus that will be leaving us. But luckily, we have plenty of joining us next fall.
We don't have all of the information due to some privacy reasons, but one of our Pfeiffer Falcons took the time to interview our university provost, Daniel Minette, to get his input on this interesting matter.
With regard to faculty, we have faculty coming in every year. We have faculty leaving every year. And those circumstances vary. It's not something that's specific. So for example, we have at least one retirement this year. So a faculty member is leaving because of a retirement. We have a faculty member who is leaving to pursue other opportunities. These are all fine. I've done the same also. I haven't retired, but I've done the same also. On the other hand, we have faculty that will be coming in that will be junior faculty, you could go look on our website and see what jobs are posted. We are, for example, we're looking for a couple of nursing faculty because we lost one of our nursing faculty in December, for example. So we have nursing faculty that are coming in, and we are conducting searches for those now. So those faculty are coming in. We have other faculty that are leaving. There are faculty that leave for various reasons. Sometimes faculty leave, as I've said, because they choose to leave. There's retirement or other jobs. Sometimes we discontinue programs, and so then faculty need to leave and go find another university that has the program that we've just shut down. So that happens also. Also keep in mind, just to complicate matters, is that we have a campus in Albemarle and a presence in Charlotte. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so in Albemarle, we have occupational therapy and physician's assistants, and there are 13 faculty. That may not be right, but it's close. There are 13 faculty between those. And in Charlotte, I think that represents 7 faculty. Again, I might be wrong, but I think that's generally correct. Okay. If you're in Meisenheimer, you rarely see any of these folks because they're not here, and that's fine. Their home campus is in Albemarle or in Charlotte. And so at any given time, there may be some fluidity on those campuses too, because a program is being discontinued, and so those faculty are exiting the institution while new programs are being started, and faculty are coming into the institution because of that. That happens much more common. That's much more common in the graduate side of the university, which you all hardly ever see because it's not in Meisenheimer.
What a guy.
There you have it, folks. What an interesting dive into faculty matters. Remember, privacy is important. Coming up next, we'll be discussing some of the changes happening to the communications department.
If you are still deciding on a major or want to change, Pfeiffer has a thing for you. Pfeiffer is adding a new major in strategic communication and social media. Ivory Charles sat down with Dr. Burrs to find out more and what we can expect from this. Let's hear what she has to say.
Or broadcasting like yourself, want to go into, some kind of sports evaluation, broadcasting. I mean, there's a gamut of things that go behind all of that realm. And then there's those who, think about more creative endeavors, films, and there's just such an array. And also into the business world, there's a lot of functions that a communication major could fill there: human resources, management. It's quite a range. So that being said, we have felt for the longest time that we aren't. By the time a person, not always. Like you came here and you haven't changed. Tasker Brown came here and hasn't changed. A number of people, but then you've got people like Landon who came in the last year. Fortunately, because she had VCOM, she had some pieces, so it wasn't impossible for us to pull it together. My point is, we wanted to go after a better way of getting students initially involved in a career, but flexible enough that it could be in any industry or any aspect of another type of job. It could be a combination of skill sets that could combine with other interests. So still leaving room for personal choices and career development, but yet more in tune to what is out there and available. And as we analyze, and we've been looking at this for several years now, what can we do that can make it clearer about what a communication major can do, but in terms of jobs, entry level positions, but also leave still flexible, so that you can get a graduate degree in something more specific, but an undergraduate degree base. And that is how we came up with what we currently are offering now, starting in the fall. Strategic communication and social media. So there's still in the core some of the same classes. It hasn't changed dramatically. It will probably evolve over time into more change. But at this moment, we're not like shaking the world that, people like yourself can't still add this new element into what you've done so far with the core and some of the other electives. So we did an analysis of what is happening out in the workforce, and either positions that are solely about social media, another piece of a job, then it works. So that's kind of the long and short of it as far as how we came to this point. And so this is an effort to make more visible what a student can do in today's workforce.
Next up, let's learn about Jinjins.
Jinjin Chinese restaurant has been a Pfeiffer staple for as long as I can remember.
I agree. I remember going there for the first time during my freshman year. It was really good. I think I got the chicken fried rice.
That is good, but personally, I would suggest the pork fried rice with a side order of crab ragoon.
Hey, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to make sure to get it the next time I go.
And for the students that don't know Jinjin's, it's the Chinese restaurant that sits between Subway and the CVS in Richfield.
They sell all of your favorites, such as soups, egg rolls, both lo mein and chow mein, and much more.
With great and affordable prices for any college student.
We even have one of our own reporters talking to some of our Pfeiffer Falcons to get their opinions on Jinjin. Let's see what they have to say.
Thanks, Newsroom. Now I'm here with one of Pfeiffer's students to talk about Jinjins. Tell me, how do you feel about Jinjins?
I really like Jinjins. I think it's really good. The people who work there are super nice, great customer service. So yeah, I really like it.
Nice. And what do you usually get there when you go?
I usually get the hot and sour soup or the chicken lo mein.
Okay. And in all, how do you feel about the area? Have you been down to the one by the food line?
I have, yeah. I've been to that one. That one, I think the people who work there, their kids usually sit and do their homework, and they always tell me, hey, how you doing? And tell me bye when I leave, so I really like that. But,
okay.
Yeah.
And in all, how do you feel about Jinjin as a whole? Like as the, the building?
I love it.
Love it?
I love it, yeah.
Okay, nice. All right. To next interview. I'm here with another Pfeiffer student to talk about Jinjins. How you feel about it?
I've only been once or twice, and the one or two times I have been, I really enjoyed it. It was a great price for what I ordered, and I would definitely recommend it.
All right, and what do you get when you went there?
When I went there, I got a orange chicken with white rice, and it was actually pretty good. It was like only $8.
Okay. So how would you say to students that are thinking about going to Jinjins?
I would recommend it because it's like 2 minutes away, and it's an affordable price for us college students. And yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You heard it, folks. Jinjin is good eats, close to school, and it's affordable. So make sure you head over to Richfield and grab yourself a to-go box.
Next, we're going to take you across the street to Coffee Central.
Do you love coffee? Do you love ice cream? Do you love milkshakes? If the answer is yes, then you'll love Coffee Central, also known as Jay's Spice Shop.
Located at 114 State Highway 49 in Richfield, this coffee shop will blow your mind with its many options and fantastic customer service.
I agree, and its prices are unbeatable, with a large, which is 20 ounces, priced at $4.50.
That is unbeatable. The flavors range from almond joy, caramel cream mocha, and marshmallow fudge to creamy berry, and many more.
Follow us as we go alongside reporters Kayla Kellum and Ellie McOwen to get a better understanding of what Coffee Central has to offer.
So the first question I have for you is, could you describe how you started Coffee Central, or what inspired you to start Coffee Central?
Well, I had bought the building, and then when I working with the company for 15 years, they closed my department. So I took my severance pay, and I had the building since a friend of mine. I used to do wireless business here first, and that went out. And then a friend of mine had a coffee shop. She said, "You ought to go and open up a coffee shop." I said, "Well, you come over and give me a hand." She said, "Yes, I would." And we started a coffee shop, and since '09, and we've been here since then.
Since 2009?
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Making progress.
Yeah.
And have there been any outstanding experiences that have really stood out to you?
Yeah.
Whether it be with customers or...
Oh, super. If you want to be in a business, go in a coffee shop business. You meet the nicest people. That's true. I have met the nicest people in a coffee shop. I had met Kyle Petty. You know who that is?
I have heard. Isn't he a race car driver? In here?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have took his picture and hung it up on the wall.
I got it. I took a selfie.
Oh, that's
I
exciting.
took a selfie, yeah. I took our ex Robin Hayes. He was our congressman, you know, and I have met a lot of people in and out, and sometimes you don't know who they are, but sometimes you get to know more and more, and you get to say, wow, you know, it's really, you know, meeting place for people that want to stop by and chat and have a good coffee, or just to stretch a leg, you know, driving through and use a clean bathroom, or, you know, just an interaction with some other people at the same time. And they get to talk to each other, and they're like, oh, they have so many things in common, and they knew somebody sometimes, you know.
That's really cool. And then, so, I know you don't have a drink of choice. What's your drink of choice?
Of course, it's chai.
Chai?
Just chai.
I figured that. I thought I would ask. And then, do you have any comments or anything that you would like to say for the Pfeiffer students or faculty?
Oh, we love Pfeiffer. My oldest daughter graduated from Pfeiffer.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we are Pfeiffer advocate. Anything we can do for Pfeiffer, we're here for Pfeiffer. We do sponsor some of the teams here, and on the golf tournament, we do Dr. Buller, he's the number one guy for you guys. There is no better guy for you guys than the Dr. Buller.
Ellie McCone decided table in Stokes Center to collect rating and review on the Pfeiffer students' feeling about the coffee joint. It was clear that the Coffee Central is a big hit here at Pfeiffer.
As student responses came flooding in, Coffee Central rated an average of 4.8 out of 5 stars. Students complimented the environment, coffee, and good service that Coffee Central offers. The owner, Jay, was directly highlighted in 74% of the written responses. One person said, "Jay is very personable, and it's great to have someone who seems to love what he's doing taking care of you. He's always smiling and has great conversations. The drinks are also very good." The students here at Pfeiffer love not only the coffee, but the owner himself, Mr. Jay Patel.
Ellie then got an inside scoop on what it's like to work there by interviewing our very own Faith Miller. Let's take a look.
So I'm here with Faith Miller. She's a freshman here at Pfeiffer, and she's on the volleyball team. When did you start working at Coffee Central?
I started working at Coffee Central like right around when we got back from Christmas break. So around like beginning of January.
Okay. What made you want to work there?
I was really looking for a job, and I applied to all these different places, and none of them really got back to me. And one of those places was Coffee Central. And he texted me back, and he was like, "I would love you to come work for me." And it sounded like a pretty cool job, and it was very flexible, and he was a nice guy, so I decided to work there.
I understand. He is very nice. So kind of take us through a day in the life, your work life.
Okay, so I work in the mornings because I have a lot of later classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I work from 8 to 11:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I usually wake up about 7:15 and I get ready, and then I drive over there. I get there at 8, and he's usually already making drinks for everybody because we get a big morning rush. And it's a lot of people love his chai. It's a chai tea latte. And And so all day we're just making drinks and people coming through the drive-thru, and not only are we making drinks, but he's also creating lots of conversation and connections with the people that come in. And that's why he's most popular, because he actually gets to know his customers rather than just serve them. He gets to know them as friends, as a community.
I understand that. So what would you say is your like main job, or what you spend most of your time doing while you're there? Like, is it taking the orders or making the drinks kind of thing?
I usually do it all. Sometimes he'll take the orders and I'll make the drinks, or sometimes I'll take the order and make the drink and do the cash register all at the same time. It really just depends. Sometimes if my friends come in there, I'll do theirs. If he has a specific person that he has a special recipe for that he knows by heart, then he'll do that. It really just depends on the person.
We actually took some reviews from students around campus, and one big thing that we saw was people love the atmosphere that he kind of creates for them. So I kind of wanted to get your insight on how that atmosphere is as an employee versus a customer.
The atmosphere as an employee, it's really, I'd say it's really great, because I get to meet a lot of different people throughout the day, and a lot of people are regulars, so I get to have a connection with all the customers, and I get to ask them how one of their baseball games went, or how a wedding went, or how like their job is going, and I just get to make a connection and get to know more people around the community, which I didn't know before.
Gotcha. And my last question for you is, like, we got a lot of specific feedback on Mr. J, so how is he as a boss?
He's great. He's very flexible. If I tell him I can't come to work, he says no problem. I'll see you the next day. I'll tell him if my coach had a pop-up practice. He is completely understandable. And then at work, if I ever make a mistake or mess up, he just stays calm. I've never seen him upset. He's always a chill, happy guy. So I never really had any problems, and he's always a great person to talk to. So he's a great boss.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Faith, for sitting down with me.
You're welcome.
Next up, the Phoenix launch.
The Phoenix is Pfeiffer University's literary journal. It is the longest-running student organization on campus.
The literary journal includes poetry, fiction, art, photography, and more. Anyone can submit their work, and they will be accepting submissions for next year's issue starting September 1st.
But for right now, the Phoenix is celebrating the upcoming release of their 64th issue. We interviewed Dr. Royston, the faculty advisor, and Louisa Parrish, editor-in-chief, to get some insight on the issue.
What can people expect from the 64th issue?
I think people could expect probably our, at least since Dr. Schwalm left, our strongest issue. It is the longest issue since the 60th issue that we did. There's a great selection of poetry from contributors around the world. Some really excellent short stories. What is it? Smoked salmon for lunch? Yeah, is probably my personal favorite. And some really gorgeous art this year too, especially from some student contributors. So just, I think, as in every year, but maybe a little more, it's a great celebration of art and literature from around the world and from our Pfeiffer family.
Yeah, we have some really good art submissions this year. I think for art especially, this is the best year we've had, especially with submissions and the variety within the submissions themselves.
Can you tell us about the launch party?
Launch party will be April 27th in the Grady Boardroom, formerly known as the Stokes Community Room. It's from 6 to 8 p.m., is that correct? Or 5 to 7? I keep forgetting.
I don't know, but it's launching somewhere around 6.
Yeah, come by.
I have to look on the forums we made again.
I would too. Come by. We will have food. We will have all the students who contributed poetry to the Phoenix and got accepted will be there to read their pieces. Staff members of the Phoenix will be reading other contributions, their favorites. We have not decided on the exact theme yet, although the Phoenix issues theme is kind of collage, so I expect we'll probably follow along with that in some way. And we have not decided on food yet, though if the food we had last year was any indication, whatever we'll be feeding you will be excellent. So we should have print copies ready to distribute, and we'll have the digital copy live on the website for those who would prefer that version.
Louisa, this is your last year with the Phoenix. Do you feel like you are leaving it in good hands?
I hope so. I'm like, Royce and I as a team, like leading the Phoenix has been crazy. I'm so proud of Royston now because he now takes notes in a notebook instead of just random sticky notes and then sticking them places. And I make color-coded spreadsheets. So it's a very different, have I thought about making a detailed, meticulous PowerPoint and be like, here, follow this? Yes. Will I? Probably not. But I think I'm leaving it in good hands. We were really, Royston and I came in at the same time because Schwalm had left the year before. So we were both kind of figuring it out. So yes, I'm worried because I feel like this is now my child, but I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good.
I think you selected a good successor as EIC.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah.
Yeah. It should be good.
Yeah.
If not, I'm coming back. I'm coming back and I'm gonna fix it.
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dr. Royston, Louisa, and the Phoenix staff for all their hard work. If you're interested in joining the Phoenix Club, they will be offering some internships for any major.
The Phoenix held their launch party on April 27th, and the 64th issue is available online and through Dr. Royston.
And next, Board Game Day.
Board Game Day is back.
Board Game Day is an event that is held here at Pfeiffer every semester. This event brings together students and faculty alike for a day of fun and games, as well as introducing people to new games that they wouldn't normally play. This year, the event was held on April 12th at the school's library. The event is held in collaboration with SWORD, students who occasionally roll dice.
Harold Abarca was there to interview people on their thoughts on the event and to give a closer insight to what the event is truly like. Let's go see what the event had in store.
What were your thoughts on Board Game Day this semester?
It was pretty fun. I had a great time enjoying that new game that I've never played before. I'm not really much of a board game person, but I remember, I think his name was Professor Cashman. He introduced us to a new board game. I think it was called Dungeon Mayhem, and it was really fun playing with my friends.
Nice. What would you tell people that are interested in possibly playing that game?
I would just say to give it a shot, you know. I'm always the person who says I always want to try something new, and if anybody out there has the same mindset or just, I guess what do you say, lifestyle, I would really go for it. It was really fun.
Lastly, do you think you might try to go to the next Board Game Day whenever it is?
Currently I'm a senior, so it's my last year. Unfortunately, I don't think so, but if there were any underclassmen, I'd suggest to go keep the tradition going.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Harold.
Coming up next, movies. Up next, we are hopping on over to the world of film with Tyler.
Tyler will be reviewing the third installment of the Creed trilogy, Creed 3.
Creed 3 released back on March 5th, 2023, and is a sequel to Creed and Creed 2. Creed 3 is Michael B. Jordan's directing debut, and is also the first of the Creed movies that Sylvester Stallone does not star in as Rocky Balboa. The writers for this film are Keenan Coogler and Zach Balin. Michael B. Jordan not only directs this film, but he also returns in this movie as the main character, Adonis Creed. The other main characters in Creed 3 are Bianca Creed, played by Tessa Thompson, Marianne Creed, played by Felicia Rashad, and Damian Anderson, played by Jonathan Majors. This third movie in the Creed trilogy gives the audience insight into Adonis Creed's youth and his past. Damian is introduced to the audience early in the film, and when Adonis sees him for the first time in years, he learns that he just got out of jail. Both Adonis and Damian were childhood friends, but after Adonis helps Damian out in the boxing world, Damian turns on Adonis and even goes as far as punching Adonis in the face. Eventually, Adonis decides to fight Damian, and the two have an epic fight that is heavily inspired by anime in the final part of the film. Creed 3 has a runtime of 1 hour and 57 minutes and is rated PG-13. The film is a drama/sports film and it received an 89% score by critics and a 96% score by the audience on Rotten Tomatoes. Michael B. Jordan has been on the scene for a few years now, but his co-star, Jonathan Majors, is on the come-up. Majors starred in both Quantumania and Creed 3, and he is in many blockbusters that will be released in the coming years. Jonathan Majors is also now the big bad of the MCU, Kang. Creed 3 dethroned Marvel Studios' Quantumania for the top spot at the box office back in March. Via Variety, the film was projected to earn about $36 to $40 million its opening weekend. Creed 3 made more box office money on its opening weekend than all the Rocky films combined. The first 6 Rocky films combined earned just $70 million on their opening weekends. Creed 3 made $58.7 million domestically and $100.34 million globally on its opening weekend. The Rocky/Creed franchise is now in the hands of Michael B. Jordan, and as of now there is not much out there in terms of news about the future of the Rocky/Creed franchise, but I'm hopeful that we will get more stories in this Rocky/Creed universe in the future.
Thanks, Tyler. Now we'll switch over to the 3x3 basketball tournament. Next, we're going to take a look at the 3x3 basketball tournament held by Aaliyah Thomas.
Now here's Juan's interview with Aaliyah Thomas.
Hey guys, I'm here with
Aaliyah Thomas. I am the resident director for Rao and Vaughn on campus.
and I'm here today to talk to her about the 3v3 basketball tournament. And the first question I have for her is, what inspired you to make this event?
So mainly I've been getting a lot of feedback from different sport teams, and a lot of them talked about playing volleyball, but we decided to host a 3-on-3 basketball tournament for the basketball players and other students that wanted to be engaged on campus with playing basketball.
Perfect. And what changes would you make in the future?
One change I would make in the future is not try to have people sign up, but just make sure that we market the event really well to everyone so that they are able to know when the event is taking place and what exactly they need to do to participate in the event to make it a more successful event in the end.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Aaliyah.
Thank you.
Today I'm here with the champions of the 3v3 basketball tournament.
I'm Sean. Dame. Majesty.
And I'm going to ask them some questions about the tournament. What did you guys like about the tournament?
It was fun playing against guys like Jordan and Howie, beating them up every time. Sorry. So it's fun winning everything.
Yeah, being undefeated was pretty fun.
It was fun watching my teammates strive and, be great NBA prospects here, man, in my eyes.
And how was the competition?
The competition was fun. It was light. You had Eric, Jamal, whatever his name is, Jordan, Howie, Jacob. I think Jacob was the only competition out there. Everybody else was trash and terrible. So I think it was, the comp was bad, but it was fun to see Jordan get dropped off every play. So.
And would you guys attend another event like this?
Of course, 100%. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't like whooping their friends for fun?
For fun, it was easy every time.
It could be for a prize,
Yeah, and getting shirts.
Next time could be a prize for shirts, for money, or Cindelas, something like that.
I like the Cindelas.
Or scholarship money.
Scholarship
if you see this, Ron.
That's smart.
Those are the changes that should be made to the events.
For sure.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Juan. Now we're going to head over to baseball.
A lot of our sports programs have been making some adjustments to improve their success and overall wellness of their teams. Most recently, Pfeiffer Baseball hired on a new assistant coach named Billy Manley. Billy joined the program right after the first series at Berry College. We had an opportunity to get Billy's story on how he found Pfeiffer and what his experience has been like with this new team. Let's hear from Billy.
So, where are you from? What's your history with baseball? And just basics about you.
Yeah, I'm from a town called Lowell, Mass. It's a little north of Boston. I've been playing baseball since I was a little kid. Just grew up loving it and wanted to play it as long as I could.
How'd you hear about Pfeiffer and what made you want to come here?
That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
I had never heard about Pfeiffer. I guess I had applied through the NCAA website because I'm always on there. I'm always looking for, baseball jobs that pop up. So it's funny. I got caught up running my business. I ran a personal training business for the past like 10 years. And one day I was just like, man, like, what am I doing? I'm like just getting caught in the monotony of something that I don't want to be doing the rest of my life. So I ended up giving my landlord my 30-day notice without a plan. I was just like, I need to make a change, so I'm gonna start making something happen. I reached out to a couple old coaches that I played for, and one of them was like, he was way up in Vermont, and he's like, yeah, we can pay you $4,000 a year. and whatever, and I was like, you know what, I can suck it up. I'll make something work. I'll find a part-time job. I'll work, whatever. So I packed up my car and I drove up to Vermont, and they gave me a little room that was probably this wide, and I could barely fit a bed in there and a desk. But you know what? I was gonna make it work, and I was there for a week, and then I got an email from some coach, Craig Bolton, at Pfeiffer University, and I was like, what is it? So he's like, hey man, like saw your resume, and definitely want to talk. And so I got right back to him, and I mean, he's a much better situation for me financially, and so he was like, he offered me the job a couple days later, and I told the coach that I just got there, I was like, hey man, I'm sorry, but this is like a life decision. I got to do it, and plus, I'd rather be going south than more north. So I ended up here, and it's been going great so far.
So how has the transition been, like coaching with the players and like learning how things are done here? Has it been hard or easy?
It's the one thing that first I noticed was just how friendly everybody was down here. It made me a little uncomfortable at first. I'm definitely getting used to it. I like it. I appreciate it, and the guys are great. There's
It seems like a common experience people have with Pfeiffer. We don't know how we found it, but we are meant to be here. Pfeiffer has a way of reaching people and giving its staff and students a purpose. We are so excited to see how Billy impacts the program and how our Falcons do this season. Coming up next, we have softball. Going into the 2023 softball season, there had been a lot of speculation as to how the Falcons will perform after losing a few key players from last season. But one thing that never changed was the optimism and confidence from head coach Monty Sherrill, who stated in the fall that this team was going to be very, very special and turn a lot of heads. And that is exactly what the Falcons did.
Following last season's snub from the NCAA tournament due to a weak strength of the schedule, the Falcons returned with the hardest schedule in the country amongst any Division III team, and the Falcons did not disappoint. Beginning with the season with a win over 24th-ranked Rowan, 19th-ranked Birmingham Southern, 7th-ranked Virginia Wesleyan, and number 1 ranked defending national team Christopher Newport, who has been on a 32-game home winning streak dating back to 2021.
Spring sports come to an end. Let's take a look at how the teams did.
Spring sports here at Pfeiffer include baseball, softball, men's and women's lacrosse, men and women's track and field, men and women's golf, and men and women's tennis.
Lacrosse started their season hot as they had the best start to a season in Pfeiffer lacrosse history. Their start quickly propelled them into the top 35 Division III teams in the nation.
Softball was also named in the top 35 teams in the nation after they were able to beat the 24th, 19th, 7th, and 1st ranked teams in Division III.
Baseball started their season off slow, but looked to bounce back and make the conference tournament.
Women's lacrosse was able to notch their first win after starting their season 0-7.
The men's and women's track and field teams started right where they left off in the indoor season.
The men's and women's golf team looked to perform well in the conference tournament.
The men's tennis team has a good season so far and looks to roll right into the conference tournament.
The women's tennis team started the year off hot with only 1 loss and looked to use their momentum in the conference tournament.
Do you like tattoos? Well, we have a story for you. Here at Pfeiffer and all over the country, tattoos are becoming more of a social norm than ever before.
That's right. Our reporter Janie Decker sent out a survey targeted an audience of 18 to 25-year-olds to ask them questions about tattoos. Out of 36 people surveyed, roughly 75% have had tattoos and an average at 5 tattoos a person.
Since tattooed individuals are now becoming the majority, what about those who don't have any?
Great question. The top 3 reasons people are not getting tattoos are lack of money for a tattoo, no parental consent, or a fear of needles. However, another reason people provided was because they're scared of future employment.
The survey also shared that only 35% of people had tattoos that were not easily seen, meaning this generation is loud and proud about their tattoos, regardless of employment.
Decker also interviewed some of employers here on campus to get their opinions on tattoos to see and ask the question, do tattoos make someone appear unprofessional?
Good afternoon, I'm Ron Lafitte. I'm Vice President for Student Development and Dean of Students here at Pfeiffer University. In terms of hiring people that would work in student development who might have visible tattoos, I want to answer that question in 2 different ways. If a person, like there are some singers out there today who have tattoos on their forehead, their neck, all over, yes, that might play a role, perhaps. I try to be professional, business-like, that kind of thing. So a whole lot of visible tattoos may play a role. If a prospective employer doesn't have any real visible tattoos or some, I'm totally fine with that. My beautiful son, who's an attorney, has tattoos on both arms because he felt led to do that. So in that sense, I would have no issues at all. It's the very visible neck tattoos or maybe the tears coming down that may be something related to prison. I don't know. That probably would affect me in some way.
On the beautiful campus of Pfeiffer University, we're in exploration to find out more about our study abroad program.
Here at Pfeiffer University, a majority of the student body are locals from the state of North Carolina. Even if the students are coming from other states of great distance, most haven't traveled outside the country. COVID-19 caused the number of students abroad to decline, and since then, the program has not picked up.
There's over 100 different countries in the world with 100 different cultures within, and this is something many Americans never get to experience. Study abroad gives students opportunities to venture into other countries, meet new people, and submerge themselves into different cultures unknown to us.
Hello, my name is Caleb Phillips, and I'm here with
Drew Brightman.
Yes, and Drew, what do you do here at Pfeiffer?
I'm a senior here at Pfeiffer. I'm a history major. However, my goal is to go to medical school. I'm a student ambassador, an orientation leader, part of CAB, a whole bunch of other groups on campus. I've also been a member of the men's lacrosse team for 4 years.
That's amazing. Well, we have news that you're the only student here to have gone abroad. So I have a couple of questions pertaining to your time abroad and your opinions of study abroad. So in your words, what is study abroad?
A study abroad experience is anything done either in the winter, summer, fall, or spring. All 4 count. And it is an opportunity for you to go to another country and to not only take classes in the classroom, but learn about the culture that you're living in. So in my case, that was Granada, Spain. And I took classes mostly learning Spanish, as well as some classes about Spanish culture and other things like that.
Awesome. So do you feel that with this experience there is an importance or an impact that will forever change how a student's career may go or their life?
Yeah, I definitely think that studying abroad opens perspectives in amazing ways. I think for me, it's really changed the way I view the world and has shown me how big the world truly is. And I think that there's a lot of skills that you learn, a lot of independence, being across the world from home, if there's an issue, you have to kind of solve it. And I also just think it is a wonderful experience. You have so much fun. I think that some people don't talk about that too. It's like, yeah, you learn a lot in the classroom, but you also just have a good time, for sure.
So, with you being the only student to have gone abroad, do you have any ideas or visions of how the program can be improved?
Yeah, I think one of the big things is getting the word out there more. I think a lot of students don't know that it's an option, or they think that I can't afford that. But really, it is pretty affordable here. I think that's kind of one of the big stoppers. That really, as we just get more information out there, more kids will go. And I think it is a little scary, but I think having more testimonials of students that have done it in the past really helps to know, okay, Drew did it, it's okay. I was fortunate to have that as a peer mentor. John Payne was my peer mentor, and he went to Ireland, so he could kind of talk me through of how he dealt with it and all of that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Drew.
Yeah.
Pray you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
I'm Jalea.
And I'm Kendall, and we'll see you next year on the Falcons Eye.
This is Anna.
This is Felicity.
Thanks for watching.
Now signing off, I'm Miles.
Janie, you got to get this right. I'm Miles.
And I'm Janie. Thanks for watching.